Yo, peace to all the gods on the earth. I come in the righteous name of Ymir X. And today I'm finna be building on y'all. I'm finna be building on the student enrollment and stuff. Cause that's the lesson I'm on right now. And that's what I've been studying. So I'm finna build on that with y'all. Tell y'all a couple other things. But first, before we even get into this, I wanna say I hope y'all living your best life. Y'all operating at your highest level. You fixing everything with yourself. You also showing improving, but you're also living in accordance with the universe, following all the laws, rules, and regulations that come with that. And first, before I want to say, I want all praises due to Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of the most honorable Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever. And I bear witness that the only messenger of Allah is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is the greatest and last prophet and apostle to come from Allah. There's nobody gonna be coming after them, no one who gonna be as great as him. And after that, that's what it is. We must take what he's given us and build as much that we can. He's given us all the right tools. But yeah, I just want to send all my high vibrations to y'all and say peace. And I believe today is mathematics, but I want to get this wrong, but I believe it's the 30th. It's either 30th or it's the 1st. But I'm not going to tell y'all today's mathematics. I'll put in the description, but I don't want to mess it up. But if it's the 30th, then it's understanding cipher, and if it's the 1st, then it's knowledge. But I'm pretty sure it's understanding cipher right now. Before I start building, I want to tell y'all about. I've been trying to tell y'all about this for a while, but there's this one guy, and he got a website called mynaturalroots.com. I always be getting all my shit from him, but I get this. I don't know if y'all can see this black seed oil soap. You know, it's halal, and it's with coconut oil and shea butter. And I get this fluoride-free toothpaste with neem plant. That's what I use. And then I also use this coconut oil he has. It's all natural. All this is plant-based. It's all good for you. It's coming from black people. He's in Africa. His brother, he's starting a Pan-African village, I believe. But yeah, I'm gonna link the guy's YouTube channel below, but I'm also gonna put a link to his website, 'cause that's where I've also gotten his black seed oil, which I took. I recommend y'all get that, but I recommend y'all try this black seed oil soap. It's real good for your face. It's what I wash my face with. Brush my teeth with this neem, 100% vegetable based, fluoride-free toothpaste. And I did this coconut oil. Y'all need some coconut oil, because especially when it's winter time, and if y'all live where I'm living in the Midwest, nigga, your hair gonna be itching and shit. That was my hair. It was down bad. But then guess what? I got that coconut oil, and I'm cooling now. But go check out that guy's stuff. He has all types of stuff on his website. But just to get into this, we gonna build on student enrollment, because that's the lesson that I'm on and stuff. And you know, as I said, this entire channel, this is to document my growth throughout this, showing my journey, and maybe y'all can learn from it. And this is to teach y'all, you know. So I'm gonna reach y'all the best that I can. I must show y'all what I have, and this video might come out in 2 parts. I don't know, because I think I can only record for about 45 minutes, and it might take me longer, it may take me shorter than that. But I'm finna build on today's not mathematics. I'm finna build on the student enrollment, going through the 1 through 10, how I see them and stuff. And if I got anything wrong, there's any guides who actually, you know, are formally in this stuff, you know, y'all can help me with this. But I'm trying to help anyone who's around my level trying to get into this, because again, I don't have no enlightener, and for the time being, I'm not just gonna sit around. I'm finna make good use of my time, study my lessons. So I'm finna show you how I see the student enrollment, try to break it down, and I will that I can give I can't give understanding. That understanding can be given if you actually go in, take the initiative to do that. But hopefully I can bring you to that understanding by giving you my knowledge and my wisdom on these things. So I'm finna be building on a student enrollment, and I'm gonna show you how I build. Maybe I'm building wrong, incorrect, you know, but this is how I build, and this is how I see my understanding. And until I have a enlightener, so I can actually, because you can study, you can watch YouTube videos, but that only goes so far. You're gonna have to get an enlightener sometime. That's where I'm at. I need an enlightener. But until the time being, I'm finna build, you know, as best I can and study all my lessons. But yeah. But number 1, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, and God of the universe. Breaking down this lesson as simple as I can, how I see this lesson, You know, this is number one. And this is showing the black man is the foundation of all life in existence. All life comes from the black man. Every single person comes from the black man. We make across this planet Earth. We own it. The planet Earth belongs to us. The reason we is God is because we're a manifestation of God. Almighty God Allah manifested himself through the black man. Allah does his work through man, we the original man. That's showing and proving that we God, because when you look at it, you know, and let me build on this with the mathematics and the alphabet, because number one, knowledge is the foundation of all things in existence. Knowledge is a gnosis, is the sun is the foundation of the solar system. That the Asiatic black man is the foundation of his family. Knowledge is to look, listen, and observe, right? And when applying that to that, just as I said previously, we are the foundation of our life. Everything else came from us, and we're a manifestation of God. The reason we God, well, let's look at the alphabet, because number one, Allah is the creator of all that exists and activates all thoughts in order to show and prove he masters all science of reality. And how I see that one, that's showing how Almighty God Allah operates and shit. So he exists and activates all thoughts. So any positive thoughts you have, you know, how I came across my name, Emir, or my other name, Supreme Truth and Master, right? That wasn't me who gave me that title. That was Allah. Any positive or good ideas you come up with, that's a manifestation of Allah. He's calling in your thoughts. And, you know, when you meditate and connect with your higher self, you connect with the universe and shit. And we the God of the universe because we're a manifestation of God. Allah gives us these great thoughts, and our essence is righteousness. Our essence is truth, and we follow Islam. By nature, we are God. That's just simple and plain. That's how we're scientifically created, and that's how I see this lesson. This is showing and proving and explaining who the black man is. And just as Allah shows and proves by activating our thoughts and showing that he masters our reality, we must show and prove our own self because we're God. So, but also, with that being said, just because your essence is God, just because by nature you are righteous, don't mean by practice you're righteous and stuff. Because a lot of people got that twisted. They think, yeah, I'm black, I'm God. No, you got to follow the universal law of equality and also have righteous actions, live righteously, practice Islam, and live mathematics. You got to show and prove with your own self. You got to go out to other people, not just, you know, be one-sided about it. You got to want for your... I'm kind of getting into it a little more, but that's how I see this lesson. And I'm going to repeat it again because I'm going to show you how I study, because I'm in the midst of this. Not all of these I can say without it, but that's also why I'm reading it. You know, I got this, and I'm actually working on typing up all the lessons so I can start handing them out to people and shit and try to teach them as best I can. Or, you know, just get the lessons out there and teach what I know, not what I don't. And also, before we even go on with this, I want to say, with all of these things, don't take nothing away from it. Don't add nothing to it. It's all there, all what it is. And I'll build on that a little more as we get through them. But let me finish this out. Number one, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. And also the reason why we the cream of the planet Earth is because we the best part. And as I explained, our essence is righteousness, our essence is Islam, and our essence is truth. And we by nature follow Almighty God Allah, and by nature we are God. And number two, who is the colored man? The colored man is Caucasian man, or Yakub's grafted devil, skunk of the planet Earth. Colored means made different from what originally was. And guess what? What was original? The Asiatic black man. How was the white man grafted? Through the black man. Yakub, which is their father, separated the germs, and over a period of 6,000 years, they turned white. And we're looking at number two, wisdom. Wisdom is a wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is a manifestation of the foundation, which is the knowledge. And number two, be born, be is who is born to be existing within the supreme divine culture. And when applying both of those to that, that's showing, because let's step back to wisdom. Just as wisdom is a manifestation from the foundation, and we're the foundation of our life, so they're a manifestation of us. Not in the same sense that we're a manifestation of God, but they're a manifestation of us in the sense that we was the base and then they created from that. But they're completely different from the black man, just as when you have fruits. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made comparisons, you know, you may have just lemons and oranges, but then you got the grapefruit. That's a whole nother fruit. It was grafted from those two fruits. You know, it's not the same as those two fruits. It's like a completely separate fruit. And just as when you're looking at how the white man, or the colored man, because he was made different from what originally was, he was grafted. You know, there's other people who was grafted from the black man, but he is grafted so far down. He is so far removed. He's a completely different. He's not in the black nation, because the black nation includes brown, black, yellow, and red. But white, that ain't among those colors. That is the weakest color. You know, that's why the pig was created, because he's so weak and sickly that he attracts diseases. So The pig was grafted through the cat, the rat, and the dog, and it's made up of 99% germs. And when you can use it to attract germs, but then guess what? Since they oppose Allah, they started eating it. It wasn't even made for food. But let's go back and stick to this. So they are a manifestation of us. It was made from grafting, which took 600 years, and in the last 200 years, they became white. And they were made completely different from what originally was. And also looking at their essence, by nature, they are the devil. By nature, all white people are the devil. I want to tell you that. That is how, by nature, scientifically, they were grafted. And through wisdom, because Yaqub was very wise in trick knowledge. He was the most wise in trick knowledge, and white people are very wise in trick knowledge. So, by nature, they deceive, mislead, and they were made to try to destroy the black man. They were made to rule over the black man until a black man could produce a man that could free themselves from them, right? When we look at this, they're very wise in trick knowledge. And that's what they use, and that's how they operate and stuff, and that's what makes up them. But also looking at number 2, be born, they ain't been born yet. They haven't made it past wisdom. As I said, they're very, very wise in trick knowledge, but the mind of ours is more power than the mind of them. And they ain't, because we made it all the way knowledge the born, thus creating CIPHER. Because CIPHER comes after that. I've heard some guys say that CIPHER comes before. That's not how I see these lessons. CIPHER is after, and what I say, oh shit, don't take nothing away from it, don't add nothing to it. 120 came from Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, to whom all praise due forever, to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Don't take nothing away from it, don't add nothing to it. If you feel as if you do, it's because you haven't unpacked and seen what is all there. Mathematics is what you need. Mathematics and 120. All of this, when I say mathematics, I mean Islam. Islam is mathematics, mathematics is Islam. And it goes just like that. Don't take nothing away from it, don't add nothing to it. This is Brother Melchizedek say. And that's right and exact. But yeah, that's how I see number 2. Oh, and also, I ain't even explained be born, how that relates to this. They ain't made it past that. They're existing within our universe, which we are the gods of, but they cannot produce that which we have. No physical man can produce a universe. And they are not the gods of this universe, so they cannot control it. So they're simply existing within it. They are not of this universe, which we are of the universe. We are of freedom, justice, and equality. They are of devilishment. They're not existing within the supreme divine culture. They just be. That's why we have been existing. We have no birth record, no mother nor father. Showing and proving that, guess what? The black man is God. It's showing and proving that we are the gods of the universe, and it's showing and proving that we are the original man. But anyways, that's how I see number 2. They ain't made it past that. We made it all the way through the entirety of it. We the gods of the universe. We know, and we show and prove by building. And when I say build, I don't just mean talking. You can build by going out in your community and helping. You can build by creating an economic program, by pulling together your resources, making a farm. It could even be helping a woman carry your groceries into their house. It could be doing whatever you need to do. Maybe someone need help moving out their house. That's building, doing something positive. But yeah, number 2, who is a colored man? The colored man is a Caucasian man or white man. Or number 2, who is a colored man? The colored man is a Caucasian man, or Yaqub's grabbed the devil skunk of the planet Earth. Number 3, what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all the planet Earth? The population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America is 17 million, with the 2 million Indians makes it 19 million, all the planet Earth is 4.4 billion. And how I see that one, just breaking it down, it's showing us the who's, what, when, where, and whys, and helping us understand the black man. And when applying number 3, understanding in mathematics, understanding is the best part of living mathematics, is to see with the third eye, which is the mind. It's also a place one draws from knowledge and wisdom. And looking at number 3, C is the supreme understanding that enables you to be aware of all things, right? And when we apply this to that, we are aware. When we see these numbers, we're not just taking it on face value. We looking at the inner and outer circumference of it. We have understanding, so we know all aspects and how they play into each other, right? We're wise to the white folks. We know who the original man is. We got that knowledge, wisdom. We create an understanding, man. To apply that as simple as I can, because we're aware of all things. We know the inner and outer circumference. We know what makes up. We explored it from the inside all the way to the outside and surrounded. And we know how each and every single part plays in this role. Because every part plays a role. But when looking at this, and just to explain this as best as I can, we know the 17 million black people here in the wilderness of North America, and we're wise to the 2 million Indians, which makes it 19 million. And some people may not know that the Indians are in the Black Nation. Yes, our red Indian brothers are in the Black Nation. They're a part of the Black Nation. And, we're made to not even realize that. But yeah, so we know the 17 million black folks here in the wilderness of North America. We know the 2 million Indians that are here with us that also make it 19 million. And then we understand the 4.4 billion of us globally. And when I say understanding, we can look at that 4.4 billion and then we can see all different aspects of it. We see this is not just face value, because whenever people try to take away or add on to it, that's when you haven't unpacked the entire thing. That's what understanding is. The reason it's the best part is because you can look and you can take the best part from a thing. I can look at a phone, and if I understand it, then I can be like, okay, this is the best part of the phone. This is that, and the third. You can take anything, you can look through it, and once you gain understanding, you can take the best part. Because if you don't have understanding, which is to be aware of all things, how do you know something is the best part? If I'm looking at the earth and I only know one part, well, how do I know there isn't another part that's better? How do I know that ain't the worst part? In order to know the best part, you gotta know each and every single aspect of something. And mathematics has the entire thing, which mathematics, Islam is mathematics. 120, everything. It has everything that you need, right? But yeah, you got everything that you need. And that's why understanding is the best part. And that's how I see number 3. Now let me break this. Now let me tell it to you, and then we'll move on to the next lesson. Number 3. What is the total population, or what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all the planet Earth? The population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America is 17 million, with the 2 million Indians makes it 19 million. All the planet Earth is 4.4 billion. Then number 4, what is the population of colored people in the wilderness of North America and all of the planet Earth? The population of colored people in the wilderness of North America is 103 million. All the planet Earth is 400 million. And how I see that, just to kind of break that down, I say, just off of that lesson alone, how I see that, and my understanding of that is that shows that power of the mind is greater than power in numbers. And let me explain myself. Because when the group of people with power in numbers don't have power of their mind, they can fall victim to or be ruled over by a people who have lesser ability or whatever if they have power of their mind. Because you can't enslave a man who knows the truth. That's why they take the truth away from you and actively try to keep it from you. But this is showing how that power in the mind is greater than power in numbers. So let me explain myself, because I'm going to repeat myself so y'all can realize this. Power in the mind, when the group of people with power in the mind, they can rule over people who have more people but don't have power of the mind. They only got power in numbers. If you can take a person with power in the mind and they can go up against a whole bunch of people with power in numbers. When comparing the colored man or the white man's mind to our mind is superior. We're God of the universe. And once we realize that and we start living in accordance with that and abiding by the laws, rules, and regulations of the universe, then we can free ourselves from that. And we're looking at number 4, cultural freedom. Culture is a way of life. The way we present carry yourself is a culture. Our self-lord and master, and master is our culture, which is Islam. Freedom is a freedom from all the lies and the wickedness of the devil's civilization. When applying that to this is showing what they've been given the freedom to do. But also you can look at both parts. But let me explain the first part. They've been given the freedom to build their culture of devilish men, to try to mislead and deceive. And that's what they've been doing. They were trying to destroy the black man. And you see that 400 million white folks was able to go up against the 4.4 billion black people, take 17 million of them, make them deaf, dumb, and blind and other than themselves, keep them in this wilderness of North America, and then take the land from 2 million original Indians, and then contend, make trouble, and do all of those same things to the rest of the 4.4 billion across the planet Earth. But only 400 million white folks. It's because they got power in their mind. That's how they've been able to do it. And during the 6,000 years which they've been given to try to destroy the black man and given to spread they trick knowledge, and not give this trick, but use their trick knowledge to spread deception, mislead people, and devilish men. And that's what they've been doing. That's why they've been successful at it, because they took away our knowledge of self. And that's how they've been doing, that's how they're able to do all of those sort of things, right? And that's how I see that one. And looking at number 4, D, divine or destroy. And this is number 4 in the alphabet. Number 4, D, divine or destroy. Divine is our supreme culture, which is Islam. Destroy is to take away from all the filthy things on the planet Earth. What are the filthy things on the planet Earth? The 400 million white folks and shit. And when we're looking, our culture will free us from that. How do we get free from these 400 million white people? By returning back to self and becoming conscious and having power of your own mind. And the next one will demonstrate and explain that power that your mind withholds, because you're the black man, you God in the universe, right? And our mind is more superior than the white people's mind, but that's why it took our mind away from us so that they can go and use their hidden hand to go and control us and enslave us and keep us here, right? And we're looking at this, that's how I see that lesson, and then how that's going to be, how does our supreme culture free us from that? Because it gives us powerful mind. You can't enslave a person who knows the truth. That's why they keep it away from you. But once you come conscious, once you use your universal knowledge, all of that stuff, and you have that understanding, you know how to present and carry yourself. That's your culture. Your culture is thyself, Lord and Master. Break that down throughout the alphabet, thyself, Lord and Master, and it's showing you what Islam is and what Islam gives you. That's freedom, justice, and equality. Islam, that's the sun, the moon, and the stars. There's been nothing more successful other than the things that's happened under the sun, moon, and stars. And that's how we must go. That's what will free us, by returning back to ourselves, turning our backs to white people and turning our faces towards our own black brothers and sisters. That's how they're going to do it. And divine to destroy. Divine's our supreme culture was Islam. Destroy is to take away from all the filthy things on the planet Earth. So we must go within ourselves, because we practice inequality, take away all these devilish things from amongst ourselves, turn our backs to white people, turn our faces towards each other, right? And don't allow them to come amongst us, and also don't allow them to come amongst you and cause y'all to act, towards each other hostility, because that's what they're gonna try to do. Once we do that, the white man can't survive without us. Once we separate from him and create our own, he's gonna die, because he wants you to stay with him, because he knows whoever stays with them will be destroyed. So if we all go away from him, he's gonna be destroyed, because Almighty God Allah is merciful and he is beneficent, and he don't want us to be destroyed. So he's waiting, because he's patient, and he's waiting for us to separate from him. So that's what we must do, for him to be taken out the face of the planet Earth. But we must go amongst ourselves and remove him. And number 4, what is the population of colored people in the wilderness of North America and all the planet Earth? The population of colored people in the wilderness of North America is 103 million. All the planet Earth is 400 million. And look at number 5. What is the area in square miles of the planet Earth? How much is the land? How much is the water? Square miles of the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles. The land is 57,255,000 square miles, and the water is 139,685,000 square miles. And to explain that and show you how I see that, this is showing that we can take something, go within it, and manifest it. Or it's showing that once we have that power of our mind, we can go forth and bring things into fruition. How do we do that? Or how can I explain this to you and teach you how to show you how you do that? Well, when looking at number 5 in mathematics, power or refinement. Power is to manifest the truth, thus placing yourself into a state of awareness as righteousness, thus cleaning yourself of all devilish negativity. Refinement is the clothing you wear. When a person is refined and he is divine and has the power to destroy devilishment. And we're looking at that. How do I see that? Well, if power is to manifest the truth, and these are true and exact facts, because we live amongst the earth, and we must practice the equality, because number 5, equality is a supreme unity amongst the gods on the earth, so to be equal mentally as well as physically and everything, the mind as well as the body, right? And when applying both of those things to this, once we have understanding this stuff, but when we have understanding, that gives us the power of our mind, and we can take the truth and manifest it. Means drawing it up to its highest form, which makes it righteousness, right? And then you can bring it into fruition. You can take something from your mind and bring it into existence. You can take a physical thing, or you can take something from your mind, practice equality, and bring it into physicality, right? Because that's showing and proving you God, you the black man. You have that power to have that understanding and then bring forth, because we must practice that equality. Equality is to be, I'm just breaking down equality right now, That's to want for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself, And that's going to bring ahead your nation, but also you got to do it mentally as well as physically. Because then if you're only thinking about or speaking about and not actually doing walking the walk and talking the talk. That's basically what equality means in its most simplest form, you know. But you got to know what you mean also within your heart. You can't just be saying empty words. All the shit I'm talking about in this entire YouTube video. This ain't just because it's cool to make me look because it's a fad. No, it's because this is what I truly live. This is what I know, and I'm trying to advance us as a nation. And that's what we all must do. You know, I'm doing the best I can. That's how because you're only as good as your nation. You can't find that. You can't. We got to advance our nation. The only way we can advance our nation and us is move together. Not one of us can go alone and do this shit. Also, we need other people to help us. But also, you can't just go and only worry about yourself. You got to do for self and your own kind, because your own kind is self. You know, we must advance as a nation. That's the only way we can get anything done. The only thing we can advance our nation is by doing for yourself the same that you would do for your brothers and your sisters. I do it like that. That's the only way us as black people can move along. You gotta go, you gotta teach, you know. Just as I want knowledge of self, I want to give knowledge of self. You know, that's why I'm building on camera, you know. If I'm on the street and I see a brother, you know, we just chilling there, I'm gonna kick it to him. I'm in school, I have the time, you know, not the time, but I have the opportunity, I'm gonna do it, you know. And this is showing how you etch something in stone. You take this truth. I'm taking these true and exact facts. I'm taking these square miles of the planet Earth and I'm breaking it down, showing and proving how I can will something into existence. Because the black man is God, so we must act just like God. Because He's created us and He made us just like Him in the physical form, right? And that's showing and proving what we got. I'm breaking down these. I'm taking this and I'm manifesting it. I'm not adding nothing to it nor taking away nothing from that. I'm just unpacking it. And that's what you need to do. If you think there has to be something to add on to it, nah, man, it's all there. You just gotta stop taking it on face value and actually looking within it and advancing it and manifesting that to righteousness. Righteousness is that energy and that fuel which pushes you and guides you, that pulls you. You need some energy, you need fuel. That's righteousness. Righteousness is that passion. That's what pushes you and gives you that power. You know, once you're able to bring something from your mind and etch that in stone, not just talking about mathematics on the YouTube channel, not just talking about mathematics in real life, not just pretending whatever, but actually doing, bringing forth. I can talk this, that, as much as I can, but until I actually do something, it don't mean nothing. I can have understanding, but if I don't use that understanding to bring things into physicality, that shit won't matter. So I'm showing y'all how we need to operate, you know. And I'm not saying everything I'm saying is going to be correct, 110, you know. I'm still learning. I'm not going to come in, you know. Plus, I don't even have an enlightener. I still need an enlightener. I'm just doing the best I can and giving it to y'all how I have my understanding of it, you know. But let me break this down a little bit more. You know, the reason we got power is because, you know, I just gave y'all universal law, equality, you know. Once we abide by all the laws, rules, and regulations of the universe and live in accordance with them, that's going to bring us to our desired location, because there's only one way you can get through the universe, and that's taking the correct path. Once you take the correct path, you get to your destination that you need to get to. You get what's best for you, not what you want, what's best for you, and you get your desired results. You know, when you live in accordance with the laws, rules, and regulations of the universe, which we all exist in. You know, because no, that's the entire CIPHER. That's it. The universe. We must. That only way. Not by the laws of America. Not by the laws of what another person says, but by the laws given to us by Almighty God Allah in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad through His prophet and only messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, He gave us all these things. He gave us all this nation building stuff. So we got to use this and actually take it from our mind and into physicality and do what we want for ourselves as well, the same exact way that we want for our brothers and sisters. You know, we can't only do for self. If I want a good job, good home, I want my brothers and sisters to have that stuff. My black nation, we got to do nation building. That's what we need. Now, you know, refinement is a clothing brand. When a person is refined, he's divine and has the power to destroy devilishment. And when looking at that, you know, that's what we surround ourselves with. You know, it's clothing. That's to clothe you from unawareness. And we've been brought to a state of awareness that is so powerful that we can take it and bring it into reality. We can take it and etch it in stone. We can go and build a community center. We can go and build and teach how to live, teach how to eat to live, teach how to operate, teach how to understand the universe. Be conscious to this stuff so that you can use it and use the best part. Have that understanding, okay? So you can operate in the most best fashion that you can, right? And we must surround ourselves with this with this awareness, with this righteousness. Because righteousness, that's a state of awareness. as a very, very high state of awareness that is powerful and gives you that power and pushes you, gives you that energy, gives you that fuel to do what you need to do, right? Do what needs to be accomplished. And if we surround ourselves in clothing, we can't be touched. We can't be touched by none of this bullshit. That shit, this devil civilization, we're not of that. That shit can't affect us, because guess what? We clothe ourselves, we surround ourselves with righteousness that is, living equality, in accordance with the universe, living equality and surrounding yourself with awareness, which is righteousness, there's no unawareness. You surrounding yourself with the universal laws and you're coming. So nothing's going to get past you. When you have awareness, that means you already have understanding. So you can do what you need to do with that. So as soon as something comes in contact with you, it's going to, that righteousness will filter it out. Ain't no bullshit finna get past you. Ain't no bullshit finna attack you. You need that awareness, that's why it's powerful and it's shown and proven the black man is God, the supreme being black man, right? And number 5, what is the area in square miles of the planet Earth? How much is the land and how much is the water? The square miles of the planet Earth is 196 million square miles, 940,000. Number 5, what is the area in square miles of the planet Earth? How much is the water? How much is the land? Square miles of the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles. The land is 57,255,000 square miles. The water is 139,685,000 square miles. All right, and that's how I see that one. Or that's how I see that one. But also, look at these square miles. We live amongst the earth physically. We use the earth, so we must be aware of what is among the earth and how to use that earth, right? Equality. I just explained the entire shit. The power of refinement and equality. If you don't understand that, go back. If you still don't understand that, hit me up. I'll give you my phone number, whatever. I can build with you the best I can. And also, anybody who actually, is within this culture and the 5%, I need an enlightenment. But for the time being, I'm gonna keep building like this. So let's go to the next one. Number 6. What are the exact square miles of useful land that is used every day by the total population of the planet Earth? The useful land that is used every day by the total population of the planet Earth is 29 million square miles. And when I see that one, that's showing that's that refined product and stuff. Because this is the useful land and shit. I've told you the entirety of the planet Earth. Now what within the planet Earth is being used by everybody? Because number 6 in mathematics, that's equality. Equality is to be mentally as well, is be equal mentally as well as physically and everything. And number 6, F, Father is the one who fed her with proper knowledge of herself. He is the one who increases intelligence and lessens his ignorance. Right? And in applying both of those to this is showing and bringing us to the lesson. Just equality. We live amongst the earth and we use the earth. So let's look at everybody. How much is used by everybody? The colored man, the original man. How much of this is being used and how much of it is useful? And this is that refined product. And that we're aware of all different things. So let's look at that as a whole. And when we use number 6, F, in the what is it called? The alphabet. And so when you look at number 6 in the alphabet, if Father's one who fed her with proper knowledge of herself. Knowledge of herself, meaning knowledge of a woman's self. And in other words, or if you look at a black woman, that's she the earth. In other words, you could say that's knowledge of the earth's self, right? Knowledge pertaining to the earth. In other words, and this is knowledge pertaining to the earth, which lessens your ignorance and increases your intelligence, because when you look at this, okay, yeah, we know what makes up what consists of the planet Earth, but also we must go deeper, the inner and outer circumference of it. Okay, we know what consists of the planet Earth. There's land and there's water. Okay, how much of that is useful? Because when looking at this, when looking at the black woman, as Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this ain't a direct quote, but Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, because everything I'm talking about, all these lessons, were taught to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the black woman is the mother civilization, queen of the universe. She's Allah's most beautiful creation and most prized possession. And when Allah created her, she has a function. She's the mother of civilizations and shit. So she has to know what she has to do. So you got to teach the woman what she has to do. She has to be aware of what her duties are, what her responsibilities are, and what her form and how she functions and stuff. And when looking, because there's a time where the black man could just produce himself, but I forgot how the exact story went about, but eventually he lost that. That's why Allah created the black woman, and that's why she is so important. So God was before the black woman. So when Allah, God, made the black woman, he had to teach the knowledge of herself. And when looking at the earth, which is the black woman is earth, we're looking at what's the useful part. Well, useful, what does that mean? That means it can be used. That means it can function, and it is there for, it has a specific function, and things are going to be done amongst that. So when applying it to all of those lessons, and equality, that's to be equal mentally as well as physically and everything. So we live amongst the earth, and we use this, amongst this 29 million square miles we're making on it, we own it, so we must be aware to that and know what that means and represents. And that's how I see number 6. Because number 6, what are the exact square miles of useful land that is used every day by the total population of the planet Earth? The useful land that is used every day by the total population of the planet Earth is 29 million square miles. And we're looking at number 7. Number 7, how much of the useful land is used by the original man? The original man uses 23 million square miles. Now I see that one. That 23 million square miles falls in accordance with the 23 hours in the day, right? And that also falls in accordance with the 23 scientists who all come up with their ideas and shit. It's all the way from the first year all the way up to 25,000 years in the future. These 23 scientists, they're known as many things, gods of Islam, gods or scientists, they all come up with the ideas for all the way from the first to the 25,000 years into the future of what is going to happen. The saying, it was written, they're the writers, and the 24th scientist acts as the judge, meaning he's making the judgment calls, he's going amongst that, and he's picking, okay, we're going to do this, do that. That's when the 23 scientists are the people who's all coming up with them ideas. He's the person who's making them judgment calls and piecing that together. So they're the writers of that story, and he's like the editor, or not the editor, but he's the person who said this is going to go in, this is going to go in. He's making that judgment call. He acts as the judge. And when looking at that, number 7, God is the supreme being, black man from Asia. He is the original man, meaning the origin of all, the maker, the owner, the builder, and destroyer. And we're looking at number 7, G, God is the most highest. He's not a being somewhere in space, but can be seen and heard everywhere. Where are we seen? 23 million square miles of which we build. Just as I told, breaking down them scientists, what do you think they do with the most? What do you think us, God, the black man, does that? We do it across the best part, the 23 million square miles. We own the entire planet Earth, and that's what we use for our own selves. That's our headquarters. That's where we make across. We build all these great civilizations, all these great things and manifestations. We build that stuff, okay, across this 23 million square miles. And that's how I see that one. And there ain't no such thing as a mystery God. This is showing and proving who the original man is and what he does and where he does it, right? He's the God of the universe. He ain't no, we're not the colored man. Colored man is our creation. Allah created him. Devil came from God, right? But let's look at this, Allah is the most highest. God is the most highest, Once we mentally and physically live that, then we go and have our universal title God, right? And when where do we do all this stuff? Where are we seen and heard? The entire planet Earth, we make all these things. And just as I said, these 23 scientists are coming up with ideas all the way 25,000 years in the future where they writing stuff, So they coming up with these stuff. So that's how we operate amongst the earth. It's showing that we the most highest. We're doing this future. We a manifestation of Almighty God Allah. The black man is God, just as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. And we're looking at this, it's showing that there is no mystery God. We not no Allah isn't a spook who exists within, who lives out in space. You can see God right here. I'm a manifestation of God. You black man, you black woman, and you black child, we're all creations of God. This book is all these lessons come from God. All the thoughts you think, all these positive things, that's God. That's showing and proving God masters our science of reality. And I'm running out of time here. I'm finna keep going. This may have to be 2 videos. It's whatever. I'm finna build up as much as I can, because I want y'all to take this, and I will that and hope that this is gonna serve to, show you how I build and maybe help you have this get to understanding. Because the only person who can give you understanding is yourself. I can only bring you to that understanding. You got to take it up and for yourself. Anyways, number 7. How much of the useful land is used by the original man? The original man uses 23 million square miles. And we're looking at number 8, how much of the original land is used by the colored man? The colored man is 6 million square miles. That falls in accordance with this number, which is 6, which represents the 6,000 years he was given to try to destroy the black man, spread his trichology, deceive and mislead people, and try to ultimately destroy the black man, which he can't do. But that's what that's what he's trying to do over that time. That's 6,000 years. And this lesson shows what will happen during them 6,000 years and after them 6,000 years and how he's going to be destroyed. But when looking at that, number 8, build or destroy. Build is add on or create a positive elevation within the mind. Destroys the ruin to tear apart from within. Number 8, H, he or her who build knowledge of self, and together they destroy devil's civilization. Now let's step back to the mathematics. Build or destroy. They was building, that's what they was trying to do. They was trying to destroy the black man and build their own civilization different. They haven't made nothing of them from themselves. They in order to do the opposite, you got to know what actually is, what is in the correct way. So in order to do opposite, you got to observe the black man do the opposite. Their essence is that of the devil. Their essence is unrighteousness. Their essence is deception and trichology and devilishment. And that's what they're trying to do. But after that 6,000 years, they're showing how we must destroy them, or not destroy them, but how we must build our own and how they'll be destroyed. Because when looking at number 8, build comes before destroy. We have to do that. We got to build first, because if we come with a destroy mentality, you're only going to destroy yourself, and God can't destroy himself. So, and even if we do destroy the devils, we'll have nothing to show for it. We'll have nothing to show. We won't have his own civilization up for ourselves. So even if we do destroy the devil's civilization, we'll have nothing to show for it. That's why we must build first. But we must build in the most efficient way. We must build a very good civilization, turn our backs to white people, turn our faces towards each other, and build a very great civilization that will destroy theirs. We must build something that will destroy theirs. Therefore, we do half the amount of work and get twice as much the results. When we build first, we separate from them and be positive. When we take all these filthy things from amongst ourselves, because it destroys, tear apart from within. We must take all of that devilishment away from ourselves. Go to our women, take these white men away from them, take all these white folks out of our own civilization and build for self. Guess what? White folks can't survive without us, so they'll be destroyed once we separate from them. We must go and do for our own self. Instead of having this destroy mentality, trying to destroy. You're only going to destroy your own self when you come in. So we must build positive, because our positive leaves no room for negative to even exist. It suffocates that shit. So once we separate and build positive, guess what happens to them? They're destroyed. And number 8, H, he or her who build knowledge of self, and together they destroy devil's civilization. How I see that one, it's explaining what the black man and black woman does when we come together. When we come together, we create a child. And when we positively create that child, that child is the next generation. And we do that in the right fashion and form, that's going to make the next generation good. And we're looking at when we come into a relationship with each other, you don't go into a relationship to try to depend on someone or try to fix yourself because you've been broken. No, because that's not good. Because what if they leave you? Then you can't be self-dependent. Before you get into a relationship, you got to be self-dependent, self-sufficient. You got to be self-reliant. You got to be self-productive and do all that shit. You got to be operating at your highest level, and you got to be able to do for self, right? And then once you're operating at your highest level, you fix yourself, you doing all that good, and you find a person who's doing that same thing. When you both come together, y'all in turn make each other twice as better than you were before, right? And black man, black woman, we come together and make each other twice as better than we were before. Because you can depend on other person in a relationship, but you have to have that self-dependence. Because if they leave you or if something happens to them, you got to be able to keep it moving, And when y'all coming together, you can't make each other twice as better if you're not operating at your highest and fullest potential. So when y'all both come together, y'all in turn make each other twice as good. And then, guess what? When y'all create a baby and stuff, and you must create in the correct form. We always must treat the black woman good, but when she's pregnant, we gotta make sure we give her clothes, shelter, food, make sure she don't got no burdens on her mind. Because during slavery, the slave master would beat the man in front of the pregnant black woman, so she would have all this fear and torment, and all that trauma and torment and fear would be transplanted to the baby before he was even born. Therefore, making sure when he's born, he's gonna be fearing that white man, right? So we must try to treat our black woman very good when they're pregnant. Make sure that we're blessing the baby before it's even born, right? And when we come into this shit and do it like that, and we create the baby in a perfect environment and we come together, we make a child that's 4 times better than we were before, because we come together and make each other twice better. And when we create a child, 2 is better than 1, so 2, that's gonna create 4, right? And now, there's gonna be in part 2, but I'm finna keep it moving. You feel me? This will be 2 little